So let's discuss the HP investigation, which is one of the most interesting investigations in the world, to show you your responsibility as a fraud examiner in documenting your fraud investigation. They say part of reporting is you need to document in your fraud examination report how you obtain the information. What are the techniques you use to be able to analyze the information? From who you obtain the information? When you obtain the information? All these information are important to show the credibility for you when you are handling any fraud investigation. So what happened with HP? In HP, the board of directors, imagine, board of directors are doing fraud. The board of directors of HP, they were doing actually fraud. They were taking information from the organization and giving it to media and competitors outside the organization, which is disaster. Look what happened. They have a discussion with board of directors. After half hour, the media, they publish, this is what happened in board of directors meeting. Everyone are like, what happened? No one knows. Who is leaking the information? How come what we discussed in board of directors meeting after half hour is published in the newspaper? The chairman, she's a lady, she's responsible for this board of directors in HP. She was so upset. She was like, who is leaking the information? She decided to hire an investigation team. So she hired an investigation team to investigate the board of directors to see who is leaking the information. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, they couldn't figure it out. They couldn't figure out who's leaking the information. Then they say, what should we do? Do you know, until now, we don't know who's leaking this information. So then the investigation team and the chairman said, how about we obtain the phone record of the board of directors? They say, what do you mean the phone records? Is it allowed to obtain the phone records? They say, yeah. We can call the telecom operators saying we are the board of directors. We can impersonate the identity of board of director. We can do pretexting saying we are the board of directors, and the telecom operators will give us the information. The chairman of HP, she said, okay, let's do it. Then the investigators, they were calling the telecom operators saying they are the board of directors to obtain the personal phone record of board of directors. Then they obtain all the records. Then they analyze the record. Okay, who is this calling now? This guy's okay, he's not calling anyone. Oh, this guy is calling the media, is calling all this media channel. Okay. Oh my God, this guy is calling all our competitors. Then the chairman came next board meeting and she is so happy. She said, I'm happy to tell you that you are fired because you are leaking our information to the competitors. We have the evidence. Everyone said, what evidence you have? How do you know? Well, we have your phone record. In your phone record, we can see you are calling the competitors. Everyone said, and how did you obtain our phone record? We didn't give it to you. From where you got it? She said, oh, we called the telecom operator saying we are you and we obtained your phone record. And now we know you are doing fraud. So you are fired. They say, before you do anything and say you are fired, who are you? You are doing illegal activity. Yes, you obtain the evidence, but this evidence you obtain because you obtain them illegally, you can use them. She said, what are you talking about? They said, yes, because at the end, the fraud investigation report documented. Listen, this is what happened. The actual scenario happened with HP. The investigators documented in the fraud examination report that they have obtained the record illegally. So now all this record can be used. And not only that, they committed illegal act. They violated the privacy of board of directors. So now the investigation department will be fired and the chairman will be fired because both of them, they committed the illegal act, and all the information they have collected related to this fraud investigation can't be used against the board of directors because they were collected illegally. So at the end, the Congress to call the chairman of HP to come in front of the Congress, and she had to testify in front of the Congress. And she told them, well, I didn't know that collecting this information were illegal. They told her, really? Do you think we are stupid? You are the chairman of one of the big tech company in the world. And you will say you have no idea that you are not allowed to call someone and obtain their information by impersonating them, by taking their identity. That's completely nonsense. And at the end, she had to resign from her position. She lost her position. And to tell you the end of the story, all board of directors, they resigned. They say, we don't want to stay with this organization. And of course, the fraud department also, they were fired. So look what can happen when we are dealing about collecting information. Understanding the proper way of collecting information is very essential when we are dealing with any fraud investigation. We need to know how information will be collected, how information will be stored, what information we are allowed to obtain, what information we are not allowed to obtain, to make sure we don't do any illegal act while we are obtaining, analyzing any of the information in our investigation.